Hi, and welcome to your Urban Connection. Now, I want you to remember this is the channel that is often imitated, but is never duplicated. And there's one good reason for that, because of the fact that we talk about things that others won't talk about, they won't discuss. So we tell what they are thinking. And today in this video, I'm going to give you a great example of exactly what I'm talking about. On Saturday afternoon, well, Saturday morning into the afternoon, uh, I, along with the Racial Profiling Board of Wichita, hosted a workshop at Paradise Baptist Church. And the workshop was about doing a interview with the Department of Justice and their settlement with USD 259 on an investigation that they had done on the school district. Now, everything was fine, and it went fine, and the workshop was by all means, and I think most people will tell you it was a success. But here's the part that disturbs me. And this is something that happens all of the time. And I want to tell you, I don't pretend to speak for all African Americans, but I can tell you, I do speak with African Americans each and every day of my life. And so I can feel comfortable saying that I do speak for many of them on the issue that I'm about to discuss. And here's what it is. On yesterday, which was Sunday, I woke up to an article by one of the local television channels, Channel 10 to be exact. And so what I want to do is I want to dedicate this program to all of the local media, Channel 3, Channel 10, Channel 12, and the Wichita Eagle, as well as the community voice, the media, the electronic media, as well as the print media. And here's what I want to talk about. When I woke up yesterday and saw the article on television, Channel 3, about our workshop, it said, and I quote, in a meeting at Paradise Baptist Church, many community leaders sat waiting for and wanting answers to the mistreatment of Black and brown students in USD 259. Now, there's two words in there that are misleading, mislabeling, and inaccurate. And those two words are community leaders. Now, this is a term that is oftentimes, almost all of the time, term that is used when there's a congregation or a convening of several Black people or African Americans. And here's the part that disturbs me. And I want the media to get this and listen closely. I have never seen on television or in print media the term white community leaders. I've never seen it, never heard it. So, it appears to me that the media has been, for far too long, getting away with trying to pick our leaders. Well, let me give you some news media, Channel 10, Channel 3, and Channel 12. we don't have any Black community leaders in this city. So I want you to give the appropriate label and the appropriate title to people who speak for this community. There are people that intermingle with members of the Black community, and they're called advocates and activists. That's right, community activists and community advocates. Okay? Now, in that meeting yesterday were a few politicians. But I want you guys to understand, they are elected officials, but they are not community leaders. In that room yesterday was educators, current and former. But none of them are Black or African American community leaders. I don't know if some of them want to identify as activists or maybe advocates, but they are not community leaders. Stop labeling them as such. You see, the media has a tendency that anybody they can put before a camera that is of African American descent, they label as a Black community leader. That is far-fetched, that is misleading, that is inaccurate, and basically that is insulting to many of us. But that's what you do, and that's what you've done, and that's what you practice. So I'm going to give you a little tip. The reporters and maybe even the management of these various media outlets could do themselves a favor by spending some time in the Black communities, okay, and get to know people throughout the community to find out who is speaking for the Black community. Because it is not the people that you are labeling as African American community leaders. I don't see you rushing to interview, and there are many of them, community activists in the community, the people that are out in the streets getting their hands dirty, that are doing the dirty work, trying to make this community better. I don't see you rushing to interview them. I don't see you rushing to talk to any advocates who are advocating for change and better conditions for the African American community. I don't see that. But I do see you rushing to people that you want to label as leaders and speaking for us. Now, many of the people that you pick and choose, normally at least half, if not more, of the African Americans in this community could not identify that person in a police lineup. But you want to call them our leaders. You know, I want to tell you something, in case you didn't know it. Before Barack Obama became president, or even before he was elected to the Senate, Barack Obama lived in Chicago. And Barack Obama was a very busy community organizer. But I can tell you, not one time was Barack Obama ever referred to as an African American community leader. The title didn't fit. It did not fit. And if it had been used, it would have been misleading, because that's not what he was. He didn't attempt to be. He never wanted to be identified as a community leader. He preferred the term community organizer, and that's what it was called. So, you know, you people, and when I say you people, I'm talking about the media. I don't know what it is about you, but, you know, over the years, you've not covered the African American issues and concerns like you have other areas. You haven't done it. And yet then when you do want to do something to make us think that you're doing us a favor, you want to insult us. When we are here living in this community every day, in and out, 24/7, 365. And we know who's doing the work and who's not. We know who's speaking for us and who's not. We know who's bought and paid for and who's not. So you can't come into our community picking and choosing who you think should be our leaders or who you think should speak for us. You can do better than that. Spend a little time in the community. Find out. Find out for yourself. Okay? And stop insulting us and having us laugh at you, because that's what we're doing. When you're putting up people that you claim speak for us, and we know damn well they don't, unless it's convenient for them, and a lot of them find it convenient anytime you shove a camera in their face. But we're laughing at you, okay? Because we know the real truth. And you need to learn the real truth. And the sooner you do it, the better. But in the meantime, I've got this message for you. Stop it. Stop making a fool of yourselves, because you're not fooling any of us. Okay? You see, we've been through this long enough. And to tell you the truth, and I speak again, not for every African American, but I speak for many of them, we've had enough. Get off your duff and do your job correctly and promptly. Go out in the community. Find out who's really, really trying to make our communities better. And they don't do that by being manipulated by you with a television camera or a pen, a writing pen, okay, to write stories that are misleading by calling everybody you see an African American community leader. Take heed, Channel 3, Channel 10, Channel 12, Wichita Eagle, and the Community Voice. Okay? That's my show. See you next time.